Myself Arthur Clive, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Akshaya College of Engineering and Technology. In this video, we are going to see about sheet metal process. So what is sheet metal process? The working of the metal's thickness from 3 mm to 5 mm with hand tools and simple machines into various forms is known as sheet metal work. So these are formed by cutting, forming and joining process. So nowadays it plays an important role in engineering work in day-to-day life. Sheet component are less expensive, lighter in weight and easily replaceable. For example, funnels, bends, box, pipes and pipe covers, these are all comes under sheet metal process. So before doing sheet metal work, one should have thorough knowledge about geometry. It is one of the very important. So geometry, development of surface and properties of the materials to be used. It provides the saving in time and money in sheet metal works. Next we are going to see about what are the operations in sheet metals. So the broad classifications of sheet metal operations are under the following two categories. So what are? First one is the shearing operations. So shearing is nothing but cutting operations. Next one is the forming operations. So what is shearing operations? So shearing is the process of cutting a portion from the sheet metal strip. So cutting die and punches are produced with sharp edges. The sheet metal to be sheared is well seated on a die block over a die opening. So when the punch contacts the sheet metal, the cutting pressure will start to build up. During further movement of the punch, the material starts deforming elastically. So when the elastic limit of the material exceeds, the material will undergo plastic deformation and it will flow into the clearance between the punch and die. So during the further movement of the punch, the fracture of the materials begins in the lines of the cutting edge. Further designing of the punch completely removes the slug from the parent sheet metal. So at the end of the cutting operations, a small portions of deformed material is projected out. So as a tensile burns at the top of the slug and bottom of the parent sheet metals. Bursts can be controlled by regulating the die clearances. So this is the process of the sheet metal process. So see, sheet metal process. This is the sheet metal process. Sheet metal process. So what are the phases in sheet shearing? That is the process of cutting a straight line across a strip sheet bar is known as the shearing process. These actions has three important basic stages. So what are they? One is the plastic deformation, shear and fracture. Plastic deformation, shear and fracture. So what is the plastic deformation? See in this diagram we can see the plastic deformation. So when blades begin to apply pressure, the workpiece will start to undergo elastic deformation. So as the pressure increases, the workpiece will go under a plastic deformation. This is known as the plastic deformations. So in second, that is the shear. Here the blades begin to penetrate either side which produce the shear on workpiece along a vertical line. So work hardening occurs at the center. And third one is the fracture. So what is a fracture? So lines originating from the point of each blade meet at the center of the working piece, causing separation before the blades have fully penetrated. To reduce the presence of burrs, it is important that the blades are sharp. Also, it is important that they do not deflect under pressure and they are not set too far apart. That is the offset. So when it is in offset, if it happens, the fracture lines may not meet cleanly and the material will be dragged down and the gap between the blades. So this is the phases of the shearing. So we can see three diagrams, that is the plastic deformation, shearing and fractures. So these are all stages in shearing process. So this is the shearing. So it is divided into shearing process and forming process. So what is the forming? So in forming operations, the stresses are below the ultimate strength of the material. There is no cutting of metal, but only the contour of the workpiece is changed to get the desired shape. So here we can see shearing process. So shearing the one portions of the sheet metal to be cut, stripped, but the cutting die and punches are produced with sharp edges. But in this forming process, there is no any cutting operations. Okay, there is no cutting operations of metal, but only the contour of the working piece is changed to get desired product. So this is the main differences between shearing process and forming process. So shearing process, see, you can see the punch. So there is a clearance in between punch and die. There is a workpiece. So see the clearance. So these stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. So in stage 1, the metals, the working piece are kept in between the die and punch. In stage 2, so when we are applying a force to the punch, so there will be some of the deformations in the workpiece. In final stage, that is a 3, so we can see it is fully completed stage. Okay. So this is the plastic deformation, shear and fractures. So phases. So plastic deformation, shear and fractures. So these are all stages in shearing process. Okay. Thank you. We can discuss the next topic in next video.